Hey everyone, it's Maribel Blue, and welcome to Pathetically Unfiltered. Now, I got this idea to do a news segment. This is something that I've been wanting to do now for eons. It just took a while for me to get it together. Why did I name it Pathetically Unfiltered? It was through a comment from my last video where a person had posted, didn't go on live because I have my comments set up on strict. So there will be some comments that will never be seen on my channel. And they called me pathetic. And I was like, wow, not only is this person clueless about the ideas of cult behavior, but he just gave me a great idea on what to call my news segment. So thank you for that hateful comment and making this into a news segment for pathetic people like yourself. So if you are new here, welcome to my channel. I talk everything on history, and now I'm adding news to this, and we will be talking a little bit about politics, my least favorite subject, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit. It's not just going to be about politics because I can't do that all day long, honestly. And whatever else, paranormal, anything weird, we're going to talk about. And if you are not new, welcome back. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends about this channel at Maribel Blue. So let's get started. I am going to play a video from Mark Robinson, and then we are going to talk about his pathetic self and things that he spewing all over social media.
Say I was the governor, I had a willing legislature, we could pass a bill saying you can't have an abortion in North Carolina for any reason.
For me, there is no compromise on abortion. It makes no difference to me why or how that child ended up in that womb.
The abortion in this country is not about protecting the lives of mothers. It's about killing a child because you aren't responsible enough to keep your skirt down. It's not your body anymore.
What the actual fuck? First of all, I didn't know about this dude until recently. I watched this channel, the Midas Touch Network. They have the best news out there. And Michael Popak with Legal AF, he just started his channel. Michael Cohen, also, I'm watching all of that. They just crack me up with everything that they're sharing is so on point. It's better than the real news out there. They do their due diligence. So definitely subscribe to their channel. Much bigger than I, but still show your support to people who are recognizing basically scum like this. For somebody to say the reason why women are getting abortions is because they didn't keep their skirt down and it's not our body anymore. Really? Where is this person getting their information from? Who is he to say that he owns other bodies? And wait, it gets even better. Not only these scathing comments about women not keeping their skirt down and just assuming that they're just getting abortions because they don't feel like having a baby. Let's just forget about that. The reason why this can happen is because of certain circumstances that are beyond their control, that it could be either their lives or the baby's life, or maybe we just don't want a 12-year-old giving birth to their groomer's baby. I mean, come on. Like, the ignorance is very real among these people. He calls himself a black Nazi. Hello. Oh, and that we should bring slavery back. Hello. You would be the first one online. I just don't understand the concept of where these people come out of their ass with these stupid things. History has shown us that slavery was not a good thing. And if you look at my first video when I was talking about Miss Cleo and the grifting concept and about voodoo, people were just not voluntarily coming here. They were forced here against their will, and then forced to work for white people as slaves and not getting paid for it. Always Marco says it very well in one of his videos. He talks about the concept with MLMs, the person who's working and getting paid for their work, as opposed to a slave who was not getting paid for their work. So there is a big difference. For anybody to be proud of calling themselves a Black Nazi, that what happened in the Holocaust didn't happen. When it did happen, we learned it in school. And we didn't have a problem back then when I was going to school in social studies, learning about history. We needed to learn about history so that we don't repeat the same mistakes and expecting different results. Clearly, these crazy MAGA people, they want to create the same insanity and thinking it's going to result in something different. And it's not. It's not resulting in anything different, but showcasing their craziness and promoting misfortune for people that did not ask for that. I don't know who this Mark Robinson is, but whoever he is, he's an asshole. Now let's move on to my favorite person, Laura Loomer. She had these choice words to say that I don't know where she gets off, but let me tell you something. Oh boy. She didn't want to be in my junior high school. She would have never survived it. There was a girl, I think her name was Katisha. Nobody fucked with her. Nobody. If you wanted your face to meet the ground, nobody messed with her. I made sure that I was on her good side. And she liked me. She wasn't a mean person, but if you messed with her in any way, you were going to experience her wrath. The 80s were very different. Yes, there were fights and what have you. And I'm not advocating that we should resolve that, but that was the way we grew up at that time. So Laura Loomer, she has been making scathing comments about people of color, about soon to be Madam President Harris, that the White House is going to smell like curry now. Really? Because I would think that curry smells better than your asshole, or probably your mouth, because we all know where your mouth has been. Allegedly.
Independent Black woman, I don't need no man, and I'm going to get Whitey. And I'm going to lock Donald Trump up, just like Letitia James, right? And she goes, now you're going to elect me, and I'm going to lock him up. We're going to get Trump. Like the way they talk and their little DEI Shaniqua voices. They all have the same voice. I'm talking about Kamala Harris, Letitia James, and Fannie Willis. Like meritless DEI Shaniquas talk the same way. It's very obnoxious the way that they talk.
Shaniqua voice? I think that people need to be very careful in how they talk about other people. Seriously, Shaniqua voice? I don't know. On a scale of Shaniqua voice and her face, which one would you want? Now, again, I don't have a lot to say about her. I think that she's absolutely repulsive. She's low class. As a matter of fact, she has no class. She sits there advocating for Donald Trump and his grotesque, I'm going to protect women. No. Women don't need protection from people who assault other women. That's kind of like the boyfriend who abuses you and then later on buys you flowers saying he's never going to do it again when you know he is, when you know it's going to happen. I think women, I sit back and wonder, how are women okay with this? Like, how are you okay with the idea of being controlled. I just don't understand. Why would you want to be controlled? You don't know how to think for yourself. You don't know how to do for yourself. That you need somebody else telling you what to do, clapping at these events of the stupid things that he's saying, selling these watches for $100,000. Where are you getting the money for this? People, I had more money with him, but yet you have money to spend on cards and watches. Well, where are you getting your money? Because clearly you must have more money now. And then here's another one that Midas Touch Network had put out.
Sometimes just the interviews of these MAGA Republicans themselves should just be the ad. Like sometimes you don't even need to be fancy. Like here's Donald Trump's top surrogate, Jason Miller, saying that it will be up to the states to monitor women's periods and pregnancies, their menstrual cycle. It's just Trump's top surrogate right here. Here, play this clip.
But he wouldn't support monitoring pregnancies, even if a state decided to do that.
Well, he's made it very clear that he's not going to go and weigh in and try to push various states and how they want to go in and set up their particular rules and restrictions. That's going to be up to the state.
Now, here's the thing. Tell me on what sick planet a state needs to monitor women's periods. How sick is that? That is beyond an invasion of privacy. It is a violation of a woman's body. There is nobody that I know of that needs to monitor anything. They are not doctors. They are not doctors. And this is what kills me. Doctors take an oath to save a life. And we've already had 2 stories about women bleeding out and that the doctor couldn't do anything at that moment. A doctor should always supersede the law of saving a life. And now these 2 women no longer exist because of the stupidity of these gross men who want to control women. I wonder, how does J.D. Vance's wife look at him now? This is the part that I don't understand. He's married to an Indian woman, and I've seen pictures of him in a Hindu wedding with the whole dot on his head, and he talks like a piece of shit, calling childless women cat ladies that were crazy. Far from it. Believe me when I tell you, I would rather be childless than with a child and have to deal with somebody that doesn't care about my child and raising a child alone. I commend women for being single mothers, but it was not for me. And looking at it now, I made the right choice of not having children, because look at how crazy everybody is. A stranger monitoring a random woman's period. In my video, my last video, I talked about the history of cults and the power of lies, the lies that they tell. And Jim Jones is a perfect example of it. This is why this person commented and got angry and called me pathetic, because they just not open to the fact that they don't want to see that the 2 are the same. Donald Trump is basically taking the handbook of Jim Jones and trying to control people. If you look at the video where he said that he's only going to be a dictator from day one.
This one issue, though, because the media has been focused on this and attacking you. Yeah. Under no circumstances, you are promising America tonight you would never abuse power as retribution against anybody.
Except for day one.
You look at his face when the reporter, or if you want to call Sean Hannity a reporter, asking him about that question. If you look at his face, you see a swarm of thoughts, and they're all hateful thoughts going through their head. I'm not like a body expert, but you could just tell a lot of thoughts went through his mind of who he wants to get rid of, that he feels is ruining his life, when he doesn't even realize the narcissist that he is. He's ruining his own life by his own hands. That's what a narcissist does. And nobody seems to understand that. The crazy ones, the ones who are not open yet, and probably never will be, because there are people who are diehard, They want to believe so bad. They don't want to get out of that belief system, and they think some miracle is going to happen, and it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. I'm going to play this final advertisement, which is actually my favorite one from the Midas Touch Network. If you're not subscribed to them, definitely subscribe to them. They have all of the 411 that you need in order for you to understand everything that's going on in this day and age with politics. I'm not a political expert, but I like them. They know how to bring it. So let's watch this.
And my stupid people, when I wanted to refute it, they said, sir, don't dignify it with a rebuttal.
Have you been noticing peculiar behavior recently in someone you know?
Carried out by rape.
Someone who mixes fiction and reality?
The late, great Hannibal Lecter. He's a wonderful man.
Perhaps someone of advanced age you have known for years.
Did you just see Maduro, Venezuela? It's unbelievable, Venezuela.
Of course, we all have our goofs. But consistently odd behavior can be a sign of frontotemporal dementia, a degenerative disease of the frontal and temporal lobes of the brain that dramatically impairs cognitive function. And there are some key signs to look out for, like slurring words.
Failing New York Times by anonymous, really anonymous.
Struggling to find the correct words is another sign.
The Mueller report, I wish, covered the oranges of the investigation.
You may also notice someone veering into incoherent ideas, detached from reality.
You know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time. I'm not getting near the shark.
Or an inability to complete simple sentences.
Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat.
Other notable symptoms include impaired motor function, such as a wavering limb, and decreased balance, often accompanied by a signature lean or arched stance. If someone you know is demonstrating several or all of these symptoms, they are seriously unwell. As a matter of safety, they must be relieved of critical responsibilities and disqualified from any position of authority. Remember, frontotemporal dementia is a degenerative disease. Cognitive function will never return and will only deteriorate further. Don't ignore the signs.
You know, I laugh with the whole oranges and rebuttal thing because I have made comments on that. You know, in reality, as humans, we shouldn't be laughing at somebody's decline.
Wormy.
Oh, that is true. I didn't see that coming. An astute observation has led to laughter. We are laughing.
But because this is a person who claims that he has it together, who only talks about himself in rallies, who promotes all of this propaganda, who sends tons of emails talking about, please, I need money. I have never seen a politician more pathetic than Donald Trump. When he first started running, I really felt, okay, this was somebody who cared about the country, who really wanted to make a difference. But as time went on, I realized, well, this man is really all about himself. He's not really caring about the United States. He's not caring about the people. And like I said before in my last video, I'm glad that all of these things are coming to light because it's very disturbing to know that this is a person who hates people so much, who hates people who hates him. And he doesn't like himself. I don't know any narcissist who does like themselves. This is the reason why in my head, I think when a person is a narcissist, I don't even think that they like themselves. They just don't care. They just care about exerting control. Even though we shouldn't laugh at a person's mental decline, it's kind of like, well, it's him. So we have a right to laugh because he's just an idiot. wanted to use the F word. I'm trying not to use the F word too much. These are my thoughts right now. I'm looking to expand a little bit more and talk different topics other than politics. I just don't want it to be all about politics. I am working on a new history of video, and I'm kind of at a cross of what I should talk about next, but that will come into light shortly. I have all of my notes for 2 different topics, but we'll see where this goes. Let me know what you think about this new segment. What would you like for me to talk about? I know I wanted to talk about P. Diddy, but time is of the essence and I have to go. So with all that being said, this is Maribel Blue signing off. Always remember, be good to yourself, be good to each other. Most importantly, take care of you. Bye, everybody.